Following the heterogeneous nature of Nigeria, this video is all about educating everyone that find themselves in this geographical area called Nigeria, why we should not be together and why we are not supposed to be in one country. As heterogeneous as we are, there are clear distinctions between the cultures, the value system we have between each tribes and what we believe in that cannot make us to work together to the end. We love each other. We're supposed to be living in separate countries, living as brothers, like Nigerians love Ghanaians, the people from the Benin Republic, the Gambians, the Cameroon. Nigerians love to be with every other countries. But you see, the problem with Nigeria is a forced marriage. It's like when you are forced to enter into a union where you are not compatible. So in this video, we are looking into the compatibility of people who call themselves Nigerians. And in this video, Nnamdi Kanu schools American ambassador why Nigeria should never remain as a country, but we can separate into different countries and we will love each other, we will respect each other, and we will prosper each other. The evidence is clear. What Nigeria is going through right now is an indication that we were not meant to be together. Now, before you watch the video, I want you to look into some context. When you look at the Dutch countries, I'm talking about the Germany, the Amsterdam, that is the Netherlands. You talk about the Belgium, you talk about the Austria. These are Dutch countries. They speak one language. But because of NATO value system that separate one region from the other, they decide to live in their separate countries. What about the Roman Empire? When you hear Roman Empire, your mind will go to Italy, France, the Portugal, the Spain. These people speak a language that is coined out from Latin. So these people, because of their NATO value system, they decide not to stay in one country. Now, when you hear people talking about staying in one country and you disagree with them, they look at you as an enemy. They don't look at you as somebody who is bringing solution to the predicament that we are going through. So I want you to take your time, step by step, and understand this video, what Nnamdi Kanu is saying. Why we come back to discuss what he said.
Had America been a multicultural society, they will have space for Sharia. I'm now addressing the US ambassador to try to tell them to stop deceiving people. We are educated, we went to school for a reason. We are enlightened and we have our brain intact. There is no country on this earth that runs on this wishy-washy multiculturalism. It doesn't happen. What you have are established order and value systems upon which various cultures can now coexist. If you go to America, you coexist under the provisions of the United States Constitution. And the US Constitution is a Christian constitution, not Islam. America is not multicultural, but under that bedrock of liberty and egalitarianism, you allow other cultures to come in. But first of all, they must swear allegiance to or take an oath to uphold the Constitution of the USA. That is something that the US ambassador never told the Janjaweed that went to visit her. The same way that Nigeria cannot function as a viable entity. Wole Soyinka knows what I'm talking about. I'm even sure somebody who claims he's learned, as Bishop Coker is, understands what I'm talking about. No country on this earth. The value system of the State of Israel is based on Judaic principles. The value system of Russia is entirely theirs, it's based on theirs. It's the Russian way of doing things from times of the Tsar. If you go to Saudi Arabia, it is essentially a Sharia Islamic state. You can live there, no problem. You can build your churches if you want. I think they've necessary to allow churches to be built. But it is never a multicultural society. Japan is not a multicultural society. China is not. They can accommodate you, but that doesn't mean they are This is the type of nonsense they feed Africans, and we fall for that very gimmick of multiculturalism. At the end of the day, you end up with a useless contraption like Nigeria. You don't have any value system that anybody anywhere can define. If I talk about the USA, I can talk about hamburger in the USA. We can talk about, what else do they have in the USA? Hamburger, you can talk about, what's it called? What are the traditional dishes? Apple pie and all the rest of it. You can say that these are American dishes. If you go to the UK, you can talk about maybe mashed potato and bangers and mash, which is sausage and mashed potato, as their national meal. That's understandable. But I ask you, if you come to Nigeria, what is the national dish of Nigeria? Does a Fulani Janjaweed eat ofe egusi, where we come from? Does an Igbo man eat a wedu soup? The answer is no. So on what basis is all this so-called multicultural foundation going to be laid upon? On what? We are not one people. We may be black, we may be Africans, but we're not one people. Not even one religion. If Britain cannot stay in an EU that is entirely Christian, EU is entirely Christian. Britain left. Nigeria, you don't know if Nigeria is Christian or in fact is Islamic. So for me to accept the multiculturalism being preached by the US ambassador, I have to embrace Islam as my religion. That's what it means. And some of you get taken in by all this rubbish. And I feel sorry for you. Yeah, sometimes when I say this, I'm being very arrogant. If you are educated, you will understand that no nation is multicultural. They allow other cultures to come in. It doesn't mean they're multicultural. They have a viable space where multicultural ideas or identities can thrive. But the foundation has to be monolithic. It has to be one dominant value system and ideology. That's how it is all over the world. Don't let anybody fool you otherwise. That is the same reason why you have this anomaly. In a so-called republic, you have royal fathers in a republic. Because you are trying to shuffle multiculturalism. You are trying to marry the feudal system of the North, the monarchical system of the West, and the Republican system in the East, to marry them into one. And what you have is entirely rubbish, and that is why Nigeria can never work. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Competing value systems. Nobody wants their own value system to be subsumed under another person's value system. This is something that the US ambassador never told you. But here I am telling you today. Because if you come here, you become educated. If you come here, you become enlightened. If you come here, you stop being a zoo animal, you become a human being. That is why we are the largest and, of course, the most consistent broadcasting platform insofar as Africa is concerned, right across the world. Millions listen to us because they know we preach the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Nigeria is the only country that practices the kind of democracy we practice. Even though in America they have a Christian constitution, in America each state have a Supreme Court. Each state can make their own law separate from what the president is saying. Each state can say something that will defy what the federal power will say. That is the nature of how America is. Now, let us look into this. Do you know that Nigeria doesn't have, or Nigeria don't have one constitution? The Sharia law exists. The Sharia law is constitutional. It's legal in Nigeria. And this Sharia has to do with the Islamic religion. I'm not against that. I love them. No problem. But if we have Islamic or Sharia court or Sharia law, we're supposed to have ecclesia court. Ecclesia law. That is the law of the Christians. We're supposed to have the traditional people, their own court, their own law. So this is a clear distinction that we were not meant to be together. Like me, I can travel to Saudi Arabia, I can travel to United Arab Emirates, I can travel to so many Muslim countries. I will thought there, we enjoy there. But that does not mean that I can live there. I can't. Now, do you know in Nigeria, the VAT, the value added tax, and the tax that we derive, the revenue from the breweries, the beer industry, and so on and so forth, is too huge that every state in Nigeria share it. But do you know that you can't sell beer in every state? When they see you carrying beer to the north, they will destroy the bottle. But because there is a different value system that we are not meant to be together. That is a different value system. So, for me, the disintegration of Nigeria is not what we do with violence. It's not what we do with fight or all those things. It's an, educational process. People must understand the protocol of the agitation or the purpose. Let them start from the purpose. Why this agitation is very important to everyone. Because I thank God that the Northerners are now understanding, because I have so many of my friends from the Northern Nigeria that I used to talk with. They are understanding because I'm telling them that if power is your problem, Yar'Adua, Buhari, even all these heads of military, naval efforts, the NNPC, everything you can talk of custom. That time it was the Northerners that were handling it. Now I was telling them that presidency you people have did not stop insecurity. You people are still dying like chickens. You people are still being kidnapped. Like as if you don't even have any value at all. You people are still being thrown up and down. Many beggars in the street. Out of the school children is increasing. What is the essence of the power you people received? Because the problem is the value system. Because they are believing that since we are in one Nigeria, we must fight to our pocket. I tell you, if the North belongs to only Northerners without the South, the Middle Belt, the West, they will be able to do their country well. If not, the people, the young generation will revolt against them and take over the country. That applies to the South, that applies to the East. Let me tell you one thing. Do you think that if it is only the Southeast, that anybody in the Southeast have the power, what it takes to withstand IPOB? No. But it is because we are in one Nigeria, that is the factor that is making the value system that you have as an Easterner to depreciate, because you need to try to also couple with your value system to other tribes' value system. And that is where we have the problem. So in this video, you've heard very well how Nnamdi Kanu was explaining that we are not supposed to be together because of our different nature. Please let me know what you think, because we are still in a journey trying to tell people why we must not be together. Not because we are enemy, not because we are quarreling, because of our value system, religion, culture, what we believe in. Some people don't believe in Western education in Nigeria. They don't believe that when you go through Western education, you become somebody. That is why even people who are in Supreme Court, they are not lawyers, they read Sharia law, they just enter Sharia court and you can see them in the Supreme Court. What kind of country are we living? Anyway, let your comment or your opinion count on the comment section. Let me know what you think.